Yesterday, we discussed something about ancestry going back to the Middle Ages and in Europe. So I will show several figures of some of the individuals that lived at that time. I mentioned my ancestor is actually a king. Now, this was somewhat before the time of the Great Schism, where the Orthodox Church in the East separated from Rome in the West. And so, to begin with, I will let you see a figure, which is actually there's actually three figures here. You can have a look here. Okay, we have, that's the Infant of Prague in the Czech Republic. Then we have St. Patrick. And here we have King Brian, who is actually my ancestor going back to the 10th and 11th centuries. Then, okay, this here is an Italian lady, and this is a picture here of a copy of one of El Greco's works here. You can see there's an archbishop there, and then apparently some notable figure who's being laid down for burial, it appears. Okay, now getting back here, we have some other figures here as well. A little bit hard to see, of course, but there are a few here. We have another statue of King Brian. And oh my goodness. Some others like that. Here's one on horseback, if you can make this one out. And the blacksmith up right there next to the horse. And we have some others here as well. That would be one of the bodyguards. And here again we have Brian. And then we have another one of the bodyguards. Okay. And then another statue here of Brian. So now, in today's world, we have something going on here with Russia, because just before World War I, in the prophecy of Fatima in Portugal, basically we have a situation of the conversion of Russia. So we're basically referring back to the time before the Schism in the year 1054. So that was when actually King Brian lived. So we're looking back there to get some idea of some perspective on where we're headed at this time. So now the key things to remember now, we have situations occurring after our new president was elected, and the first thing being we see in Russia with the assassination of the ambassador to Turkey. Very suspicious. We know there's a saying in Latin called cui bono, which is used in criminal law. It means basically who benefits. So when you're doing a criminal investigation, you want to look to who benefits from the act, let's say a murder or some other type of a crime, to figure out maybe who has actually committed the crime. So it looks like we're looking at the West, the NATO powers in Europe as well as the United States. And then we see later on, we see an airplane that was leaving from the Crimea, and on board were members of the Russian military choir, and over 90 and 94, something like that, people were killed in that plane crash. So we can't really make any judgment about that. It could have been simply mechanical error or mechanical problems in the plane, or human error, something like that. So what we do know is that this is all going to play out, and Russia is going to have a key role in this. So we can look to Russia to see that things are going to begin to come about, materialize in the world through this conversion of Russia. The other thing to remember is that Prime Minister Putin did make an address at Christmas time where he pointed out the ways in which the West, particularly the United States, has gone away from our common Christian heritage, the downgrading of the Christmas holidays. Sometimes we don't even celebrate properly, and the attempt to secularize our society. And he also mentioned, of course, in terms of the attempt to normalize an aberration of pedophilia, which is contrary to what our Christian faith tells us. Christ didn't come to bring people into this state of abuse and servitude. He came here to free everybody, not just a certain group of people. So this extends to the entire world. So that's all. Bye.